Hi, my name's Rick. Thank you for signing up to our Aquamassage home study course. We really hope you enjoyed the training DVD. The idea of the DVD is not to teach you a routine, it's to enhance the skills you already have using the Aquamassage cushions. Okay, our couch is all set up, ready for our client to come in. So I'm going to demonstrate to you how to get your client onto the couch. I find it's easier to do a visual demonstration as well as an audible demonstration, just so your client can see exactly where they should be. So we use a bath sheet, nice big towel. I would say to my client, they need to get themselves undressed exactly the same as they would do for a conventional massage. So basically it's nicks on, everything else off. Pull underwear down to whatever height they would like me to work to. I'm going to ask my client to position the towel lengthways over their shoulder, like so. This keeps the hands free for when they're getting onto the couch. The back of the head is going to go onto the towel. The legs are going to go here over the lumbar support. So when my client gets onto the couch, we want the bottom here, as close to the lumbar support as possible, like so. I'm going to throw the legs over, position the towel in the middle of the legs just so the hands are free, lift the bottom up and move it down. Lower yourself down and position the head on the back of the towel. If you're up a little bit high, like so, all you do is you literally just caterpillar yourself down, so just juggle yourself down. Get yourself in the middle of the couch. When you're in the middle, you just feel in the middle. If you've got your bottom too far one way or the other, you just feel a little bit lopsided. So you literally just move yourself until you feel in the middle. Have your legs about shoulder width apart. This helps balance you out as well. Then all you do is you grab hold of the towel, cover yourself over, like so. You're now ready for your therapist to come back into the room. The therapist is ready to position you in the right place. I've come back into the room. My client has got themselves onto the couch. So I'm just going now to make sure that they're in the right position. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to tuck the hands out of the way. We put the hands underneath the cushion like so. This does two things. It puts the arms in a nice neutral position, but it also gives the client a nice firm base to hold on to until we start the treatment, because you do move around a little bit. Any jewellery, all we do is we just turn the jewellery round so it doesn't damage the cushion. And fold the towel. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Like so. I'm now going to make sure my client is in the middle, and the easy way to do that, just standing at the head of the couch, looking down and just asking my client if they feel in the middle. And if they don't, they can just move one side or the other. Okay. So my client is now central. Some people are happy to have their feet covered. Some people like them uncovered. So, Karen, are your feet comfortable? Would you like?
Yeah, no, I'd like.
Okay. If your client's feet get a little bit cold, all you do is you have another towel handy and you just put it over the feet just to keep the feet nice and warm. So, before I start the massage itself, I'm going to get my client just to relax down into the cushions, and I do this simply by placing my hands on the shoulders, asking my client to take a nice big breath in for me, and then nice big breath out, and just let your shoulders relax down, your back relax down into the cushions, and just with gentle movements I'm just moving the body, light pressure, and then I'm then going to change my left hand on their right shoulder, my right hand on their hip, and again just gently rocking. This gets my client just to relax down. going to do the same on the other side. I'm placing my right hand on the left shoulder and my left hand on the right hip, and again just gently rock it. And then I'm going to place both hands on the hips, again just rocking. It's good. Okay, I'm ready to start the massage. So what we're going to do is we're just going to uncover the leg, like so. I'm just going to have a little bit of a gap between the knees here, so I'm just going to lift the leg, move it across just slightly, like so. I'm going to oil all of the area that I'm going to be massaging. So I'm going to be oiling the front and the back of the leg at the same time. So I have my oil pot here. We use a grapeseed oil. You can use almond oil or coconut oil. As long as you don't use mineral oil, it's absolutely fine. So I'm going to oil front and back of my hands. Use a bit more oil than you would do for a conventional massage. I like to start at the knee and sweep up and down at the same time. You can put the oil on however you wish to do so. And then more oil. I'm going to effleurage up and down the leg. When I do so, I like to use my body weight to help me move. So when I'm working on the left leg, I have my right foot forward, my left foot slightly back, and I rock my body through my right leg, trying to keep my back as straight as possible. Keeping the movements nice and slow, and then on the way back down, just sliding the hands underneath the leg. Do this as many times as you feel comfortable doing. The whole idea is to try and oil all of the area. So really focus on putting that weight through the leg. Okay, so all of the leg is oil. A bit more oil on my hands. I'm now going to massage the lower part of the leg. So again, my right leg is going to be forward. I'm just going to effleurage from the foot up to the knee. Come back down underneath the calf muscles. Nice and slowly. If you want to do a foot massage, you all know how to do foot massage, so incorporate your own foot massage. The whole idea of this training is to incorporate the skills that you already have using the cushions. So we're not going to demonstrate a foot massage because you all know how to do a foot massage. Slide the hands, effleurage up. Now I'm going to work on the calf muscle. So supporting the ankle with my left hand. With the fingertips of my right hand, I'm just going to use circular movements up the calf. Nice and gently. Two or three times with the right hand. And then I'm going to swap support with the right hand, and then with my left hand exactly the same. Again, 2 or 3 times. You can use both hands, so sliding the right and then the left. Again, just using your fingertips. If you want to increase the pressure, you can use the calf muscle against the calf muscle with your fingertips, like so. And again, sliding up. We're going to work on the muscle at the front of the leg here, which runs here, like so. We're going to use the web of the hands, just sliding up one, nice and slow. Just Do that 3 or 4 times. And then effleurage, the lower leg. Like so. I'm going to go on to working around the kneecap. We can do this 2 ways. We can use the pad of the thumb just by gently moving it, circular movements on the outside of the knee and on the inside of the knee, or we can do both together. I generally ask my client which one they prefer.
That's nice.
Both together. Okay. So again, do that a few times. So we're now going to work on the top part of the leg. I'm going to put a little bit more oil on. And do effleurage. So all the moves you've been taught with your Swedish massage, you can incorporate using the cushions. The hack in, the cup in, the knead in, all of those moves you can use. So I'm going to work on the quads here. So to start with, I'm going to use, I'm not a lover of knuckling myself, so I tend to use the back of the hand, and I literally just a little bit of pressure, sweeping down. Just with my right hand. And a little bit of kneading. Again, this is the move you would all do with your Swedish massage. And you can do some ringing if you want to do some ringing. Again, you're all familiar with this move. Effleurage. I'm going to do a little bit of work on the inner thigh here. Being a male therapist, working with female clients, I like my clients to feel as comfortable as possible. So what I tend to do is when I'm working on the left leg, I have my right hand against the side of the leg. It just stops the leg opening right up. With my left hand I just work on the inside of the thigh. This makes my client feel a little bit more comfortable. And from there I'm going to bring my right hand in underneath and start to do some work on the hamstrings. Just using my fingertips as I'm working up. As I'm sweeping up, I'm just lifting my fingertips. If you want to increase the pressure, you just turn your hand sideways like so as you're going up, and that just adds on that little bit more pressure. And then do the same with both hands. From here you can work right up into the glutes with your fingertips again. Try and keep the movements as slow as possible. Then I'm going to effleurage all of the leg. Again, I keep my weight going through my right leg. And then roll back onto my left leg as I come back down. So really focusing on using my body weight to help rather than my arms and my hands. sweeping down. I'm putting a little bit of pressure on as I come down the leg. It feels a bit like a stretch to your client. When I finish the leg, I cover over with the towel and I just take off any excess oil just with gentle movements, like so. We would then repeat that onto the other leg. Then what you're going to do is you're going to start to do some work on the back. So we uncover the towel, fold the towel, like so. This is just so we can access the back. Again, oil all of the area that you're going to be working on. So again, I'm oiling the front and back of my hand. I'm going to ask my client not to lift up. My hands are going to slide far easier than they think they're going to. So my hands just slide underneath the back. The water moves to create a space for the hand to go into. The water's supporting the body, the warm water's relaxing the muscles. So I'm just oiling this side of the back, so from just this side of the spine across to this side of the back. Again, I'm using my body weight, so I'm rocking through my right leg as my arm goes forward, and then back through my left leg as my arm comes back. So just little circular movements up to the scapula, the shoulder blade. And now I'm going to swap hands. The right hand's going to go under the shoulder, around the scapula. And all I'm doing here is just putting oil on the back. If you notice, I'm using one hand. The other hand is always supporting the body. This just stops your client moving around too much. You can use two hands, but you will find that your client will move around a little bit more. So again, with my right hand, just with my fingertips, I'm just putting oil around the top of the shoulder now and up into the base of the neck. Okay, so I've now oiled all of the back. So I'm going to start at the lower back. My left hand is going to be on the left knee. My hand's just going to slide, and I'm going to be doing circular movements across, right across the lower back. So as I come back, my fingers are just touching Nicolai, and this is why at the start we said to our client to pull underwear down to whatever height they want us to work to. We can feel where that is. So my hands are just going across. So as they're going across, my fingertips just lift on the way back up. So it's a flat hand across and just lifting on the way back. And again, I'm trying to rock through my leg as well. Like so. Do this a few times. You'll feel the tension, if there's any tension, with your fingertips as you come back. I'm then going to use circular movements, again with my fingertips just raised slightly like so. Clockwise or anti-clockwise, whichever you feel more comfortable. And I'm working like so up to the scapula, up to the shoulder blade. And then from there I'm just going to slide down with the weight coming through my left leg. I'm in the groove that is just to the left of the spine. Those muscles are called the erector spinae muscles, so I'm just using my fingertips down those. I'm going to swap hands with a little bit more oil. So now I'd like to do some work around the scapula. So my right hand is going to go on the left shoulder. I've got my hand positioned just on the towel, just so that my forearm doesn't move the towel too much. And I'm just going to do circular movements around the scapula. You can just see my fingers coming out around the top of the shoulder like so. Again, just do this a few times. I'm then going to, using my fingers doubled over like so, I'm going to come from the top of the shoulder down back around the scapula. So I'm going to follow the medial border of the scapula down as I come back down with my fingers. And again, effleurage sweeping movements around the shoulder. Now we can do what's called a scapular release. So the scapula, we would just get our fingers around the medial borders of the scapula and we would literally just gently ease across, like so with our fingers. So it looks like here you're lifting the shoulder up, but you're actually just pulling it towards you. Just gently. And then with the fingertips, it's working on the top of the shoulder. If any of you have done facials, any routines or moves that you do around the shoulders and the neck, you can incorporate on the cushions as well. So again, just keeping the moves nice and slow, just lifting my fingertips. We can go straight from the top of the shoulders, the neck, down into the arm. So again, we use some more oil. Oil all of the arm. I'm going to support the arm. Just effleurage the front and back of the arm, the bicep and the tricep. Front of the arm get really, really tight from moving the fingers. It's really nice to have this area worked on. But again, the arm massage that you've already done, you can incorporate that into the cushions. So again, just using the fingertips. You can get a nice little stretch on as well. If you do hand massage, you can incorporate your hand massage as well. And once you finish with the arm, again you just tuck it underneath. Fold the towel back where you had it so you can continue on. I tend to do the arm about 3/4 of the way through the back massage, just so I can then finish off a few more minutes on the neck and the shoulder. Stretching the arm will loosen the neck and shoulder massage, the neck and shoulder muscles a little bit more. So working on the top of the shoulder now, in here, we want to put a little bit more pressure on. We can again use the pad of our thumb here, rather than actually our thumbs ourselves. So I'm going to move my body position. So I'm now moved to the top of the couch. So just my fingertips first, just around the top part of the scapula. So now what I'm going to do is using the pad. Again, I'm going to use my body weight to help me here. So I've got my left leg forward. And I'm just going to roll the hand, with the weight going through my left leg. Again, just do this a few times. The more you put your body weight into it, the deeper it is. And then fingertips across the top of the shoulder. Try and keep your thumb out of the way all the time, just keep your thumb into the side. You can also slide your hand from here down around the scapula. So again, using your weight through your left leg. So I'm going to slide down and then lift my fingers back up. So slide and then back up. Again, the weight's going through my left leg. Flat and then up. And I finish with the back. We just cover. And then we repeat this on the other side of the back. Okay, so we've oiled both sides of the back, so we're going to finish off now the neck and the top of the shoulders. This is your comfort area, your comfort zone. You already know how to do some neck and shoulder massages from your facial treatments, etc. All of those you can incorporate. The work on the pecs here, you can incorporate all of that if you wish to. So what I'm doing here is just with fingertips, just sliding my hands from the top of the shoulders up into the base of the skull there. Just lifting with my fingertips as I come up. You can use 1 or 2 or 3 fingers, whichever you feel more comfortable with. Again, just keeping the movements nice and slow. This is the importance now of when you position your client on the couch at the start, that this area is free. This is why we have our clients at the back of the head on the towel here rather than the neck, because if the towel was here we wouldn't be able to do this. So we can slide our hand right down to between the shoulder blades. And what I do is as I come back up, again I'm just lifting with my middle finger, other finger underneath it, I'm just lifting and just sliding up on the erector spinae muscles just to the left of the spine. Following that all the way up. Again, sliding down, lifting up as I come up, like so. And I'm going to switch sides, I'm going to do the same on this side. So again, I'm just lifting up, like so, as I come up. So I slide down and lift up. And then I'm going to start with both fingers, with the tips of the fingers, normally with the middle finger, at the base of the neck, just little circular movements on the muscles to the left and to the right. Just working my way up. Keep my thumbs out of the way. And repeat that a couple of times. So it's just little gentle circular movements, taking it off, moving it up, taking it off, moving it up. And then you can then sweep up again on both sides. As I said earlier, in the neck massage, these are all extra moves that you can do to moves that you already do. So I'm just focusing on the right side now. Again, I can feel there's a bit of tension, so I'm just working it with my fingers. You can turn the head slightly, so I'm going to just lift the head with my left hand, turn it slightly to the side, supporting it now, and then with my fingertips working, and I can do the same on the other side, turning the head, and again just using my fingertips. I've got the weight of the head in my right hand. Again, sweep up. I can use the back of my hand to do some more sweeping movements. So as I come up with my fingertips, I just turn my hand and then just sweep back down. So using the back of the hand right to the top of the shoulder. Or you can use the pad to do the same. Sweeping up like so. I'm going to give a stretch on, so my fingertips are underneath the base of the skull. My thumbs are going to be just above the temple, and I'm just going to put a little stretch on. I'm going to hold that for about 30 seconds. Then I'm going to relax it. I'm going to sweep my fingers up the side of the neck either side again, and I'm going to repeat that one more time. I'm then going to place my hands on my client's shoulders, just gently rocking as we did at the start. I'm going to ask my client to take a nice big breath in for me, and then as you breathe out, just let your shoulders relax right down for me. And you should be able to feel now the difference in how the shoulders relax right down into the cushions now. That's your full body massage completed. So we finished the full body massage. We now need to get our client up off of the couch. So the way I do it is I'm going to ask my client if they would like me to remove the oil from their back. If they're happy for the oil to stay on, I'll go out of the room, they'll be left the towel and they can remove the oil themselves. If she'd like me to help, then the way we do it is I have my couch roll. We take 2 squares of couch roll, just put them on the end of the couch just for a moment. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just fold the towel underneath the arm, just so that arm pressure in will hold the towel. I get to take her other hand out just to put across the chest to hold the towel like so. Hand on my shoulder, my hand's going to go between the shoulder blades, and on the count of 3 we're just going to lift yourself up. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and sit yourself up. We're really lucky because Karen's very fit and has good core muscles, so it's very easy to do. If somebody is not as flexible, as fit as Karen, then all we do is we just remove the yoga bolster from underneath the knees to help them sit up easily. So all I'm doing now is just removing the excess oil. I will then leave the room and let my client finish getting changed.